The Laird's Daughter and the Gobha's Son, after Sorka Nish Laos. There were a laird and his lady who lived in a fine castle up on the hill, and they had a daughter, you might have guessed, of marriageable age, and they were looking for a husband for her. That's what she was afraid of. So she announced to them, "I'll be looking for my own husband." Did I tell you she was bonny? And she had a wide, naughty smile. Everyone loved her, though. Since she was a little girl, she had to have whatever it was she wanted. And that was charming. Excuse me. But as she got older, it was a bit concerning. And she's looking all over the castle. People came in and out. Nobody was interesting. But the next morning, she spies a handsome lad, standing there with her father's mare. She liked the lilt of his kilt and his yellow hair that was swept back from his forehead. "Oh, who's he?" the maid tells her. "That's the Gobha's son. How come I haven't seen him before?" "Well, that's because a young lady like yourself doesn't go hanging around the Gobha's shop in the village." Now that's the blacksmith to you all. Well, she made a plan right away. She goes into the dairymaid's room and she takes her Sunday best, puts it on, and goes into the village without permission, incognito. She goes into the Gobha's shop. He looks up, sees her. His heart turns around. And they talk. They find so much to say to each other. He asks, please, could she wait? He has 2 shoes on and 2 shoes off the mare, and then he could put her on the back of the mare and ride her home. Oh, no, not to make a fuss. She'd be late. That wouldn't do. She leaves, and he hadn't asked her name. He goes all over the village, but there are many, many lasses who had come on errands for the castle that day. He couldn't find out who she was. Oh. But then, the next day at church, he and the Gobha are standing outside, way outside, and there comes the young lady with her father and mother. "Oh, Dad, who is she? Who is that lass?" "Are ye daft, son? That's no lass. That's the daughter of the Laird and the lady." Oh, his heart sank. He wouldn't be marrying her because that was his plan. No way. And, well, the lass herself, who was really a lady, heard from her parents as soon as she told them that she wanted to marry the Gobha's son. They had snapped into action and contacted her second cousin, twice removed in Edinburgh, for a betrothal. Oh, her heart sank. She didn't know what to do, but she was so hungry she needed a snack. She went downstairs. She saw the maid. Oh, the maid was holding a wee bonny shoe that the dog had drug in. The Laird's daughter asked, "Well, what is that shoe?" "Oh, this probably the shoe of the wean of the gardener. Oh, too fine for the likes of them, though." "Oh, can I take the shoe?" She takes the shoe. She puts it in her pocket. "I'll return it." She goes outside. She's on the path to the gardener's cottage. She sees a wee man as small as a bear and sobbing his heart out at the wall. And so forth. All the vowels in order and phonetically correct. She puts her arms around him and he sobs, "Oh, I lost my wee bonny shoe. Oh, I can't get home today. The briars and the thorns will hurt my foot." "Oh, here I have a cure for that." She hands him the shoe. Oh, he puts it on and goes the road, does a mad, happy dance. Comes back. "A good deed deserves a turnaround. What's your trouble?" She tells him about the Gobha's son, and if I can't marry him, I'll have to lay down and die. Oh, well, I have a cure. And he takes out the 2 rowan berries and gives them to her. Take these 2 berries before bed. Don't bother calling me in the morning. You won't be going to Edinburgh. Oh, thank you. And before she goes to bed, she takes them with a smile. In the morning, she had been locked in, of course. They thought she'd escape. Her mother comes to find her. Her mother looks in the bed and screams and faints on the floor. And then in comes the maid carrying the breakfast tray. It goes up in the air, crashes on the floor, and she's just standing there wringing her hands. And then the Laird comes in, and he looks at the whole scene, and the bed looks empty. She flummoxed us. She's gone. The lady revives. Look again, dear. There's a little lump at the end of the bed. He rolls back the covers. There's a little white dog jumps out. Ruff, ruff, arf, ruff, ruff. Oh, the little dog puts its paw on his cheek just like his daughter did. He looks into the little dog's eyes. Oh, they look exactly like his daughter's. She's wearing a locket, the dog is, just like the one he gave to his daughter. And she's wearing the blue nightgown and the blue bow that the lady had dressed her in the night before. I know my daughter from a dog. Well, he sends right away for the fine physician from Edinburgh who comes and pronounces the dog a dog. Well, he returns right away to Edinburgh, where he writes a learned paper about the variety of hallucinations in castle folk in fill-in-the-blank-shire. The paper went around the world, and he became famous, but that didn't help the Laird or his lady, now did it? So they call in an old wife with her powders and her herbs. Nothing happens. Well, same with the gypsy woman, it spells and her incantations, and nothing happens. And they not sure what to do. Well, the little man, you didn't forget him, did you? He goes to the Gobha's son right away, who's working in the shop, and he brings his tiny ponies all dressed in green, and he's wearing the red hat and the red shoes. And he's trying to engage the Gobha's son in conversation. Oh, the Gobha wouldn't say anything to his son, nothing, nary a word about the weather or fishing. He wouldn't have anything to say about either. But then when the little man mentions the Laird and lady's daughter, who everyone knows is laying ailing in her bed and can't leave, he jumps. Well, the little man asks, aren't you going to go to the castle and try to cure her? How can I do that? Well, here are 2 rowan berries for you. Pop it in her mouth, no matter what she looks like. Everything will be fine. Oh, he tears out. No. You have to change your clothes and look proper. And so he did. He washed up, and the Gobha's son puts on his Sunday best. He goes to the castle and cuts such a striking figure that, they let him in without asking about his credentials at all. And he goes up the stairs, and he sees the Laird and says, I have a cure for your daughter. Oh, you do? Come on up. There the lady's standing, and he says, I want something in return. Oh, of course. We'll give you a bag of gold. Oh, no, not that. I want to marry your daughter. Marry our daughter? That's impossible. Well, the lady standing up there, looking faint again, and the Laird realizes he has no bargaining power. Come on up. And the little dog, who'd been so tired of being a dog and had just nipped at her father's hand that morning, jumps up to see the Gobha's son, and he pops the rowan berries under her tongue. Poof, she turns into her lovely and human form again, and they're planning a grand wedding. And the Laird and Lady get to know the Gobha's son, who turns out to be as likable a lad as any, and they make him steward of their estate. Well, I went to their wedding as a guest, and I toasted them with honey mead, which I suspect came all the way from Twisted Horn Mead Hall. Thank you.